Let's Grow Summers. Welcome back to season 2 of Let's Grow on Some. We have with us all of our ladies, and we are going to be talking about the nitty-gritty of our group. We're going to be doing a Q&A session, and we're going to get into the details about where we're from, who we are. So tune in if you'd like to know more. Let's get into it. A lot of you have been asking where we're from, how the group got started, and Woodland here will explain that for us.
So it all started with an Instagram post, believe it or not. But to give you more context before I go into that story, we're all indirectly or directly from Cape Haitian, which is in Haiti. And we all went to the same school, except really for Talisha, who grew up in Connecticut. So we knew of each other in Haiti because we went to the same school, but we weren't necessarily friends, aside from Garnet and Sarah, who were very close friends. So years later, we're all in different countries. So I'm in Canada, Cassie's still in Haiti, and everybody else is in the States. Jeffan sent a post on Instagram asking who wants to be part of a journaling group. And we all here answered. More people answered, actually, so we were more before, but now it's just us. And we were having amazing conversations, things that we don't normally talk about, things that were very enriching, conversations that were intense and beautiful. So we had the idea of, why not share it with more people, because a lot more people could benefit from it. So that's how Let's Grow on Some started.
And from there, we had to decide what our name is going to be, which is a question we get often as well, is how did we come about getting our name? What does it mean and such? So initially, we wanted to start with something that represent all of us. So we wanted to do but then we decided that we wanted to be more inclusive and not just have this for our Asian population, but for everybody else. So we went with Let's Grow Some, and the awesome meaning together. So let's grow together. So that is one of the questions we get all the time. Another questions we get is how old we are, please.
Yeah. Do we have to answer that?
We're not going to get into that.
Well, I'm not ashamed at all. I love my age.
I think
I'm forever 21.
I'm forever 21.
However you go.
So there you have it, forever 21. And I think it's fair to say that we're all in our early 30s, ladies.
Yeah, let's just leave it up to that.
I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with that.
Exactly. Early 30s.
So actually the goal for our show is to empower young adults. We thought, as Woodland said, the conversations we were having were so enriching. We were learning so much more about ourselves, finding what our purpose, identity. And we thought that, people our own age or even younger, if we could bring these conversations to them and trigger them to ask themselves these questions, they would be able to go on a path where they could potentially become more successful in life.
That's right. And I want to say our show is so much more than what you can see. And hopefully we'll be able to bring more to you guys as we go on with more episodes. But together we talk about our finances, and we talk about how to invest and what we're investing in. And we talk about or daily challenges or struggle with self-love and everyday challenges and questions that we're asking ourselves, but we don't know where to get the answer. So our show is hopefully, and the upcoming episodes will be able to bring all that to the screen.
Definitely. So I guess our next question here is, what is our biggest fear? You want to take that, Sarah?
I would say not being able to live to my full potential. And also, this is kind of weird, but I have a fear of obesity. I do extreme diet sometimes when I step on the scales and I see that my weight is going to like a number that I don't like. So yeah, those are like my two biggest fears.
What about you, Tal? Any fears you want to share?
Thank you for admitting that, though.
I know. I was just
I-
thinking the same thing. This is like
So
something
many,
that
I know.
millions of women and men fear. And
Right.
people don't really come forward with that. This is
Mhm.
amazing. Like honestly, that's
Yeah.
very courageous of you.
As you can tell, we're very honest. So let's go awesome.
Yeah.
Would you like to share your fear, Tal?
Yeah, I would have to say I agree with Sarah too. Those are two of my biggest fears as well. Is like every year it comes up with my birthday. You know, I want to make sure that like I've accomplished what I wanted to for that year. And so like, you know, it comes up. And then also, yeah, the weight thing too. I struggle with like maintaining weight. Like I struggle with like I don't know, like yeah, keeping on weight. And so like when it does slide to a number I'm uncomfortable with, it does like it gets me uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another great point, because for Sarah it's going up and for you it's maintaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Broad range.
What about you, Woodland? What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, I think, first of all, one of my biggest fears is public speaking. And it's weird because I'm doing this, and then in many roles I've had in the past at my work, I've had to speak in public all the time. And even sometimes here when I'm recording, you'll hear my voice trembling. So I'm really, really afraid of public speaking, but it's something that I love it. Like I wish I could be the best at it. And so I constantly work on that, and hopefully one day it'll disappear because it happens often that I freeze on stage. So that's one of my biggest fears. And another one is regretting at the end of my days that I didn't live a happy life. So being happy is super important to me.
Definitely. That's really good.
Got it?
That's one of my fears as well, is just being able to deal with my decisions at the end of the day and understand being happy with the choices that I've made. So I hope I hope that I am when it comes down to it. What about you, Jeff? What is your biggest fear?
I would have to say it's looking back 50 years from now and not doing things that I knew I needed to do. Basically going back to what Sarah and Talisha said, not living to my full potential. I constantly fear like just staying every day and just doing the same things over and over again, trying new things, basically.
We fear, so it's funny because for me it's more of like we're leaving a life, and there's so many fears around the things that we want to do. We want to do a lot, but we're scared of doing it, and we limit ourselves a lot. And then it's making sure that we don't live a life just letting things go by and never doing what we really want to do and what we potentially could do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems like fulfillment is one of those episodes that we need to dive into later on during the season. But for now, let's go on with our next question. And I think it's what would we name this chapter in our life? What do you? It's a good one.
I would say expansion for me. Expansion and growth.
That's great. I was thinking the same thing. Growth too.
I think, yeah. I think that's where we are. I guess this is why we have this show.
That's
We're
right.
all trying to grow at this point in our life.
Yeah, I'm learning so much about myself. So I'm in a stage where I'm learning a lot and I'm using all that to help me grow. And I think that's why we came together. That's why the universe put us all together.
I would say rising up for me, which basically it's the same thing. It's like growth, but I feel like I'm doing some certain things that I've feared and in the past, but I just kind of just take it on and figure it as I do it, basically just rising up to the challenges that life throws at me.
That's a
I
good
think for me, it's letting go.
That's what we
Like, yeah, letting go and probably change. I think these are the two major things that I've been doing lately. So yeah, letting go and change.
Care to elaborate on like what you would let go?
People, things. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that lately. So yeah.
What about you, Garnet?
This chapter, I'm on the same page with you guys. It would be just growing and learning, self-learning and growing. I think that is where I'm at. It's funny that we're in our early 30s. And there's just it's a constant discovery for me. The things that I'm now understanding why I do the things I do and how I respond to situations. So it's just self-learning and growing for me at this stage.
all very important.
Mhm.
And a lot of people have been wondering as well, are any of us married? Do we have kids?
Good question.
No,
they're getting
negative.
it so much.
For me, no, not married, no kids.
Are you single? Who's single?
I'm not single.
I think that's what we get often too, is are we single? I think Woodland, are we the only single ones on here?
I think you and I are just the only single
Yeah.
ones here. Yes. Not married,
That's
no
single
kids,
life,
and
that's
single.
life.
That's right.
I mean, no kids either. I think Jeff is the only one with a kid, right?
Yes, I was just about to say that I'm the only one who's the mom in the group.
Aw.
But you don't look it. You do it so well.
I
and so
know, right? You couldn't even tell.
beautiful.
Is there anything else that I think
Yeah, I actually I wanted to ask you ladies, what's one of the things that you had to unlearn?
Ooh.
For me, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but for me, one of the hardest things that I had to unlearn is how to properly love.
that's a good question.
I as you asked the question, I was thinking about my answer. I think the thing that I had to unlearn is thinking that unconditional love was giving someone everything and forgetting about
Yourself.
who you are yourself. And I love romantic movies, so I blame on them.
I love how she said it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I had it wrong in the past.
I think I had to unlearn friendship. Yeah. Being friends with people to me meant devoting myself to them no matter what. And I think in the past couple of years, I wouldn't say year, I think a year and a half, I've had to unlearn that, hey, you can be friends with someone right now. And then people change, like I change, they change. So accept the fact that their energy no longer match mine, and that it's okay for us to go our separate ways.
Mhm.
So yeah, I had to unlearn friendship and learn how to just accept the fact that I don't need someone else to be happy. Like I don't need to be around people all the time. to be okay, and to be happy. To read more. This is one thing I've been doing. Reading a lot more. So yeah, I had to unlearn.
And to go off of what you said, it's okay to, you know, part ways and still care, but you care from afar because you're trying to better yourself. You're trying to level to the next step, grow, expand, like we said. So I think it's okay to do that.
Yeah. No, I know, like for now, I know it's okay. Like a long time ago, I used to think that in order to be friends, you have to accept all their bullshits and let them, like, okay, you're mad for something and they don't take your feelings into
Into
account. And then,
consideration.
oh, let it go. No, I'm not gonna let it go. Period. So yeah, I had to unlearn friendship.
How about you, Felicia? What you had to unlearn?
So I think the past year I had to unlearn, like I think it's probably a little bit in my nature. I can be like very guarded. I think sometimes with like my emotions, my thoughts. I can like, especially in like, you know, intimate relationships, I can be like a little standoffish sometimes, you know. And I've had to learn to be more vulnerable in those spaces. And I learned that, like, you know, there's a certain level of strength that comes with being vulnerable. And that, like, you know, just because you allow somebody in doesn't mean that you know, you're like any like your I don't know, like you something within you has like crumbled or fallen apart. You know, you can still be very much whole and very much like strong um by letting people in too.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my biggest fears since I did not answer, being vulnerable. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think vulnerability sometimes can be looked at the wrong way because in some aspect it is power.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's seen as weakness, as weakness. And for me, it's the same thing. I always want to appear strong. And I had to learn that being strong is not being louder, being strong is not having feelings. Being strong is actually being vulnerable because it takes a lot of strength to do that, to share what you're truly feeling and being your authentic self and share the deepest part of yourself. Because we're all always on the surface and
Right.
we're scared to let out what's really going on with us. So.
Wow. That was deep.
Great.
I do have a question for you guys. And what do you like the most about yourself?
Oh,
Mm.
my lips.
Did you say your lips?
My lips. Yeah. I don't know if we were talking about the outside or within, but
Both, actually. Either.
I'll say my lips and the way I thrive. Like, you know, I'm a fighter. I don't know. I feel like nothing can knock me down. I'm not trying to be cocky, but I have such a strong will when it comes to achieving what I want in life. I feel like there's no hurdles that could stop me from getting to a point that I want to get.
I feel the same way. I don't, and that's one of the things that I cherish about myself. Actually, is my my stubbornness to not give up. I don't give up on things, no matter how big or how small. If I say it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done. So that's.
Oh, I
Meredith,
love
you're
it.
not stubborn. You are firm, and a lot of
Yeah.
times we
Yeah.
call
That's
Yeah,
what
And
it is.
Strong as
driven.
lips.
Driven.
Yeah.
That's what it. I'm right there with you guys. I've fallen many times. I failed many times. But one thing with me is that I'll never give up. So like I'll keep getting up and I'll keep trying. So yeah, that's one of the things that I appreciate the most about myself. And I see the good in everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cassie?
What I love most about myself is the way I love my family, I guess. Like I don't like this is something that I think if I had to go do something over, it would be like to love my family, like learn that loving my family has to come first. And the way I love them is like unconditional. And I think that they're the best part of me, I could say. So, yeah.
And I'll answer. What I like the most about myself is that I found that I am very solution oriented. I'm a very solution oriented person. I don't focus on the problems. I just try to find solutions. And
That's awesome.
yeah, if I can't, then I'll just keep trying. So, and yeah, it's just persevering.
It-
That's all.
that is
That's very good.
awesome. Because you can be a fighter, like I think I am, but sometimes you're so focused on what the problem is and what you have to fight that you need to be more focused on the solution. So I appreciate that about you.
Thank you. Well, actually, that and I'm not sure if we're gonna end with this question, but that's another question that I wanted to ask you guys. It's been since March. Did we come together in March or April?
Late
March, yeah. So I got it wrong. So what do we like about each other the most?
Ooh,
I think it would be a great way to end the year.
I love it. I love
I
it.
love it too. Well, let's start with Tal.
Something I've always appreciated about Jifan is her just her overall, like she's very she's very soft. She's very feminine. That was another thing I really appreciate about her. And she's just I don't know how else to describe it. I kind of wish I had more time to think about it. But no, I really I love her personality. Like she's one of those people who she's very like others focused. She can celebrate other people. I don't know how else to like describe it, but I think she has a really beautiful personality. I like your personality, Jifan.
I agree.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I
I
agree.
think Jifan is very warm-hearted.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that probably maybe is who she was before, but I think that comes from her being a mother.
Oh.
She's really centered in a way. And guarded, I like her charisma.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
witty, she's honest, and she's fun.
Yeah.
Madeline, wisdom. I would say Tal, boldness, and she's fierce in some way. And Cassie, let me think. Cassie is bold as well, and she's I would say Cassie has no filter. Does Cassie has filter?
I don't think
Nope.
she does.
I don't think Cassie has
She's very
filter.
outspoken. but-
So I think that's what I like about you ladies.
I'll go next. Cassie, I'll start with Cassie. I love your energy. Like
Yeah.
she puts so much energy into everything. And she's always so excited and happy, and it's so contagious. So I
And her voice.
absolutely, yeah, I absolutely love that about you. And I'll go with Sarah. Sarah is so hardworking. She puts so much energy into this show, and she manages our Instagram, mostly her and Guarded, but most of her posts come from her. She's super creative, and she's very spiritual, like me, and very knowledgeable when it comes to investments. So you have a lot going on. Absolutely love you. Talisha, it's a calm and confidence in her knowledge. Like she always has the smartest things to say. I can't keep up. And Guarded is like the best friend to have. She's so there is something it's so easy to be around you. Yeah,
It is.
no, it actually is.
Yeah.
And you're also very positive, and you're always trying to cheer us up and always trying to bring us back up. So I absolutely love that. Jeff, your leadership at first was amazing, and he still is. And your willingness to grow and to help people grow with you is what I absolutely love about you.
Yeah.
So I think,
That is-
everybody.
That is great. Yeah, that's this one thing I was about to say about you as well, Jeff, is how you bring people together. And when you do bring them together, how you let them grow within that space. You don't like some people, when they lead a group, they just take over and it's all about them. But when you have Jeff, it's not about that. It's about everyone in the group and how everyone contributes and how they grow. So I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want, can I go?
You can go.
Okay.
I don't think. Are you done?
I was getting
She
through
wasn't
my-
done.
I'm sorry. I just want to say, go ahead, got it. Then okay, so I'm next.
And Cassie, I love how beautiful of a person you are. Your smile, like when you come on the phone and we have our group and you talk and you bring a different perspective to the group. So I really enjoy that. And I think Tal, I think something Woodland said about you as well is your calmness and your take on things. You have a different perspective than everyone in the group. And it's always the thing that we didn't think about. So it's always awesome to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are on things. And Sarah, I love you. And she's pretty amazing, and she manages our page really well and our posts, and she's very insightful about so many things. So that's what I'm saying. Jeff, you can go now.
Thank you. I want to start with you, Guarded. I almost feel like I'm so lucky I'm so lucky to know every single one of you, but I feel I feel like I want to be your friend, like you, like everyone said. Yeah, I know, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel lucky because then I get to really like get close to you because you're such an amazing person. You're like, I know I'm the mother in the group, but I almost feel like you're like so motherly. You take care of us, and whenever we stray away from what we're doing, you're always the one bringing us back, focus. And I appreciate you a lot for that. Cassie, you're like to me, you're the life of the party. Like you cannot, if you're somewhere, you're not gonna get missed. And I love the way you say, guys.
She says that a lot.
Yes, when we're on the phone, guys, I love it. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, that's Cassie. And Priska, I want to be you when I grow up.
I
mean
want to
it,
be you. I want to be a fashionista
So
and well put together too.
you are so goal driven. Like you're such a hard worker. And you know what I like the most? It's not the traditional definition of hard working. It's like the things that we didn't know about growing up, like the way that you invest, in stocks, things that we have so much to learn from you. And I mean it when I say I want to be you when I grow up. And Talisha, you're like a little smarty pants. It's just like the other one says. I think it's probably because of your horoscope, but you're so inquisitive. You're the one, like, you're not just gonna take an answer. You're going to find the reason why someone said something, let's just think about it. How else can we approach it?
True.
You're so knowledgeable. You really bring a lot, because a lot of times we just kind of take things for what they are, but you know you can count on Talisha to make us think about it more.
A little bit more, yeah.
Yes.
You always go outside of the box.
And Woodland, I wish I could switch voice with you. I absolutely adore your voice. I think one day I'm gonna record you and probably just put it next to me, honestly. And I've said it to like many people that my other friends. I said, I love Woodland's voice. I want it. But that's just one physical thing. But also the fact that you are, I don't know, you're so warm. You're just, when you talk to us, we listen. It's like,
Definitely.
yes, exactly. And it's not because you yell or anything, but whatever you have to say to the group, we know that it brings value. And a lot of times, many times, you're the one that actually kind of give us ideas that actually contributed to where we are right now. It started, we wanted to do a podcast because you thought that it would be a good idea. So we have to thank you for the fact that if we're having this show, it's because, we had the group and all that, but that was your idea.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we took it serious enough for us to be able to be here today. We're starting 2020 on a 2021. Oh yeah. 2021 on a very good note. And I love you guys. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll go. I feel like out of everyone, the person that I knew better coming from OCAP was Woodland, because actually Woodland was like kind of like in my circle because her sister and I used to be friends. So Woodland, what I always loved about you is how I think you're real. I think everything that comes out of your mouth, like you say what you think. And I think this is something that I have as well. And I appreciate it when I have the people who have it. Jafan, like everyone says, whenever you post a picture on Instagram, it's always like, boom, puff. I love the fact that she's really feminine and like, she's really calm and poised, which is something that I'm not calm at all. So I like that. Talisha, which is one of the people that I knew the least in the group, I could say. And now I find myself sending all my memes to her, and we have that Instagram relationship out of the group where I send things to her, and I feel like her and we understand each other as Capricorns. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. I like the new little bond that we have. Guarded. I think I like how genuine you are. Like from our deep conversations that we've had on the group, I've gotten to know you better, and I think you're someone that's genuine. What you see is what you get, and I love that about you. Sarah, oh my gosh, you're trading everything that you're doing. Oh my gosh. I love the fact that you're one of the people that I think goes out there and get what they feel like they deserve. You don't wait for people to give it to you. So you're like, okay, I need this, I'm gonna get it. So you're yes, you're very out there, and what you need, you just go get it, and it doesn't matter. And you're the one that is always talking about financial this, financial that.
Because we want to be millionaires, right?
Now we want to. I'm going to be.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah, I need some lessons from you on how to trade and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I think you guys are just like we're different, but I think together it comes out beautifully.
We're a package together.
Yeah.
Like we're the whole gym, house, table, everything.
Exactly. So I think it's a start to an interesting journey, getting to know ourselves and growing awesome,
Together.
growing
Yes.
together.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and getting to know us better. And despite although we love each other, but we love you guys as well. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in and getting to know us. We hope that you subscribe to our channel and you stay tuned for everything else that we have to share during season 2 of Let's Go Awesome. We do post our episodes on Thursdays on YouTube and on IG and on Facebook. Please subscribe and follow us. Let's Go Awesome. Thank you.